Welcome, welcome everyone. It is a pleasure to be sharing a holy space with you here. I want to dedicate today's meditation to all of those feeling the need for shelter, whether it's those in locations where missiles or rockets could be hitting right now, those of us technically in safe places, whether they're in Israel or abroad, but who are so shooken up that we're seeking safety and comfort. This week's where Noach goes. Muted. Let me just reconnect things. Okay, my apologies. I think we're back. So let's start again. Welcome everyone. I want to connect us all to the ideas that come up in this week's Parsha, Parshat Noach. And in this week's Parsha, Noach seeks refuge and protection and comfort inside of a tevav, an ark that Hashem asks us to build. Thank you for that correction. I will fix that. Okay, great. And the word that we use for teva in English is ark, but the word teva in Hebrew has another meaning, and that is letter. So in honor of all of those seeking refuge, both physically in Israel, those who are in feeling like there are enemies surrounding them or rockets raining down upon them or potentially raining down upon them, or those Jews outside of the land of Israel who feel the danger of what it is to be a Jew and the power of our enemies at this time, or simply those of us who are just deeply saddened and mystified by the experiences of the past weeks. This is a meditation of refuge. We're going to find refuge for ourselves in Hashem's holy letters. And hopefully in so doing, we're going to create within ourselves the capacity to be a refuge for the Jewish people. So I invite you first to close your eyes and place your hand upon your chest. And as you feel the breath of life that your Creator is breathing into you right now, you can invite your muscles to soften and relax. And as you feel the softness of your breath moving ever so slowly, you can invite your lungs to relax. And as you feel the beating of your heart as Hashem pumps life into you, bringing that breath into every fabric of your being, you can invite your head and neck to relax. your shoulders to relax. Your arms are relaxing, your hands are relaxing. And with every breath, you notice your breathing becomes more slow and subtle and more relaxed as your chest and stomach relax, as your hips relax, and your legs relax. And everything is relaxing more deeply all the way to the tips of your toes. And you can invite your mind to relax from the thoughts of the day, from the worries of yesterday or tomorrow. And just keep allowing that relaxation to take over your body. And I want to invite all of us to think of a specific moment in time when we felt a sense of refuge in the embrace of another human being. Could be today, yesterday, a moment in your childhood. Go back to that memory and live in it, not as a movie that you see in the distance, but as an experience that you're living right now in your body. Feel that embrace, and with every breath that you take, allow your body like a sponge to soak in the comfort of that embrace. Who are you with? Where are you? What do you see around you? What colors and textures do you notice? Soak it all in, and as you hear the softness and the tenderness of the music, allow your muscles to soften even more deeply, and allow yourself to fall into the holding of that embrace. And I want you to think of a time that you yourself were a refuge for someone else. And live out that memory as if it's happening right now. And I want to invite you, as you imagine yourself holding this other person, I want to invite you to literally take your arms, not just in your imagination, but really your physical arms, and imagine yourself embracing that person. And as you embrace them, take your hands and hold your arms and squeeze them. Hold yourself in that embrace that you offered to this other person. Hold them with the tenderness that you held them. Hold yourself with that. And if you want to do so, you can even reach all the way around to your back. You can even move yourself a little bit side to side and rock yourself ever so sweetly. And think of the words that you might have said to that person at that time. Feel what you were feeling in your heart. Love, the tenderness, sense of presence, the faith that everything was going to be okay. And lastly, I want you to imagine, I want to invite you to imagine the entire Hebrew alphabet. Sort of scan it until you find a letter that calls to you. A letter that for you is a place of refuge. This is a meditation that I learned from Rav Ephraim Tversky. He learned from the Baal Shem Tov. Think of a letter, a teva. We're not building Noah's teva, that was a one-time deal. But the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet are the tevot, the places of refuge that Hashem has created for us from now until eternity. So imagine a letter that just feels like a delicious place for you to rest for a little while. And feel that letter coming towards you, coming towards your body, and eventually surrounding your entire goof, your entire body. And allow your body to fall into that letter, to let go into it, to relax into it. And I invite you out loud to sigh, as you feel yourself falling into that letter. And the letter is not made of black fire, it's made of white fire, of radiant light of the divine, the light of healing, of nechama, of comfort, of rachamim, of mercy, of ahava, of love. And breathe all of that light in. Feel it seeping into your pores, the pores of your legs, of your torso, of your arms, of your shoulders, of your neck and head, surrounding you with love, embracing you with comfort, holding you with healing. And soak all of that letter in, all of that love in. Find yourself at home in a place of refuge in this holy letter, the letter that you've chosen to be your teva, your place of comfort in the midst of the mabul. And I want us to imagine now, with all of this love that we've soaked in through our skin, deep into our hearts, to now bind ourselves as a community. We have more than a million of people here, and God willing, even more so with people watching the recording. All of us, those here now in the present moment and those joining us in the future, in the world of truth, there is no time and there is no space. So we're all bound together. I want you to feel that love, that refuge that you feel in your heart, surrounding the entire circle that we have, the entire community, with light, the light that emanates from your heart as threads of healing, of comfort, of refuge, of rachamim, of mercy, and of course of love. And in the center of our circle is the rest of the Jewish people, who are also seeking all of these things, and especially those in the most physically dangerous zones. I want us to imagine that our light is a place of refuge for them, because it really is. The more light that surrounds them, the more protected they are, both physically and spiritually. And I want to invite David HaMelech, David our King, to join our circle and to gift us with some of his letters. I'm going to say a couple chapters of Tehillim, and you are welcome to read them with me. They'll be on the screen in front of you, or you can keep your eyes closed and just join along. Shir למעלות, אשא עיניי אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי. עזרי מעם אדוני עושה שמיים בארץ. אל ייתן למות רגליך, אל ינום שומרך. הנה לא ינום ולא ישן שומר ישראל. אדוני שומרך, אדוני צילך על יד ימינך. יומם השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה. אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך. אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם. Now the next chapter. למנצח מזמור לדוד. יענך אדוני ביום צרעה. ישגבך שם אלוהי יעקב. ישלח עזרך מקודש ומציון יסדך. יזכור כל מנחותיך ועולתך ידשנה סלע. ייתן לך כלבביך וכל עצתך ימלא. נרננה בשועתך ובשם אלוהינו נדגול, ימלא אדוני כל משאלותיך. אתה ידעתי כי הושיע אדוני משיחו, יענהו משמי קודשו בגבורות ישע ימינו. אלה ברכב ואלה בסוסים, ואנחנו בשם אדוני אלוהינו נזכיר. המה קראו ונפלו, ואנחנו קמנו ונתעודד. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו. I invite you to close your eyes again. Feel that experience of refuge that another person gave to you. That experience of refuge that you've offered to another human being and that you have the capacity to give yourself in this moment with your embrace. And that experience of refuge in one of Hashem's holy letters that you chose to hold yourself inside of. And feel the light of all of that and see that light bursting out of your heart into the center of the circle, and also binding its way around and around and around the circle. And I want to invite us now to access even more light. So we're going to climb up into the heavens using Sulam Yaakov, Jacob's ladder. It has 10 rungs. I want you to look up to the top of that ladder. It's a circular ladder in our midst that we all have the capacity to climb together. Look up at the top and see that there's an infinitely glorious and radiant and enormous cloud, Hashem's cloud of glory. This is a cloud not to bring down rain of a flood, but to bring down rain of light. And we're going to go up and bask in that cloud, and then bring all of its light down back here onto earth. Because the only way we can battle with darkness is by accessing more light. And all of those seeking refuge, the literal refugees, those who keep finding themselves in bomb shelters, and those of us who are shooken up by what's happening. They're in the center of the circle, and they get to float up with us as we climb and climb. And we carry them with us, with our love, with our compassion, with our tenderness. So grab onto the first rung of the ladder and the second, and you can already feel rays of Hashem's radiant light tickling your fingertips. And you grab onto the third rung of the ladder and the fourth, and you feel your body growing heavier and heavier, even as your soul grows lighter and you find a smile making its way upon your face, because you know for a few moments today you're coming home. Coming home to the place where everything is good and true and revealed and clear and one. And you grab onto the fifth rung of the ladder and the sixth, and in our midst we see all of Am Yisrael floating up with us as we carry them with our love. And we grab onto the 7th rung of the ladder and the 8th. And now that radiant light is warming our entire heads and our arms and our shoulders with its light of love, of healing, of comfort. Grab onto the 9th rung of the ladder and the 10th, and you can now just hop on up to the top, where we're literally in the midst of the clouds. For those of you who, as children, always wanted to be in the clouds and sitting on clouds or basking in clouds, here's your opportunity. And we bind ourselves again as a circle, joined with David HaMelech, who's here. And I want to invite our protective angels, Michael to our right, literally see him and feel him. Gabriel to our left, the boundary maker, and Uriel in front of us, who lights our way, and Raphael behind us, who brings us healing along the way. And above our heads, we see the radiant Chana of Hashem Yitbarach, of the Holy One. And we see Hashem's divine letters shining in all of their glory, the Yud and the Hey and the Vav and the Hey. And Hashem told us so many times that we are His chosen people, that we are meant to be a light unto the nations. But sometimes we forget. We forget that we are made in His image. So here is something to help us remember. Invite the Yod of Hashem's holy name to come into your head and fill your head with its radiant light of healing and of love and of connection. And there's so much of that light that it radiates beyond your face, out of your pores, into the center of the circle. And the Hey of Hashem's name comes in through the crown of your head, past your neck, and the top of the Hey meets you between the shoulders. And the arms of the Hey fill your arms with radiant light all the way to the tips of your fingers. And you see that light coming out of your palms into the center of the circle. And the Vav of Hashem's name comes in through your head and slips right into its home, your spine, its rightful place where it radiates so much light out of your spine and into your entire torso, more than your torso can possibly hold. And so tons of that light bursts out of your heart into the center of the circle, radiating upon all of Am Yisrael, those seeking refuge. And the Hey of Hashem's name comes in through the top of your head and past your torso. And the top of the Hey meets you between the hips. And the legs of the Hey fill your legs with radiant light, light of healing and of love and of comfort. Now here you are, feeling, hopefully, how much you are made in Hashem's image. He made your body to look like His name. He made your heart to feel His holy, divine emotions. And He made your ratzon, your desire, to take that light and to take those emotions to shine His glorious nature, His loving kindness upon the entire world. So I want you to invite all of those letters to keep turning up their volume. They have an infinite supply of light. I want you to allow yourself to feel it. To feel the Yud and the Hey and the Vav and the Hey emanating more and more light and filling your heart with more and more light, so much so that your heart and also your hands, both of which are now physically, lift up your hands if they're not already, facing the center of the circle. And out of your heart and out of your hands shines onto all of those seeking refuge the light of the letter that you chose at the beginning of our meditation. The light that that letter gave you, that feeling of refuge, of love, of comfort. Shine it on to the Jewish people. See that light wrapping around them like a warm blanket of refuge. Feel your heart wrapping itself around them. Now I invite you with your own words. Use Hashem's holy letters. Allow them to come out of your mouth and speak words of comfort to those who need it. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ye'er Adonai panav eilecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav eilecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And bring that feeling of shalom now. Slowly, slowly with your hands, slowly bring them back to your own heart. With such tenderness, give yourself that comfort, that love, that sweetness. Hold yourself too, because we all need refuge. We're going to bring ourselves back down from the top of the ladder, from 10 to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly make your way back into your body and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Slowly bat your eyes, awake again, open again. And if you would like to do so, I invite you to turn on your camera so we can bask in the glow of what we've created here. I want to bless all of you with a sense of shalom, of ahava, of nechama, of refuah. May all of Am Yisrael be blessed with Hashem's watchful eye and with protection and with peace. Goodbye to you all.